Hi everyone, it's Tracy again at YQG in Bloom, and we are back at the KordaZone Theatre in Windsor, Ontario, located on Seminole Street in Ford City, to talk to a few of the board members from this KordaZone Theatre. We have Mark Worsley, who is a board member and pretty much does everything else, as well as Joey Wright, another board member. And again, you guys do everything here. It's amazing. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us about this theater, because I mean, realistically, until a couple months ago, I hadn't even heard of it, and now I've been here like 3 times and seen a show.
Yeah, we like to think of ourselves as Windsor's best kept secret. We have a wonderful, inclusive, warm, welcoming space, and we put on some fantastic shows, and people are just very enthusiastic to be a part of the shows, and we have regular people that come all the time to see the shows, and we just love what we do. And the shows are of all different varieties, plays, musicals, poetry readings, anything you could think of, we'll put on our stage here. Well, within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah.
Now, how many shows do you guys put on a year?
It varies. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. About a decade ago, I think we did 7 or 8 per year. And it just really depends on the types of shows that we do, the scope of the set build, and the rehearsal process. Sometimes shows only rehearse for 3 months. Sometimes shows rehearse for 6 months. So it really just depends on the shows that we've selected for that season and how long the rehearsal time is going to be.
Now, this is a great space. How long has it been here?
Well, I believe from the little bit of research that I did that it was built in the early 50s. And it started, if you look at the headstone or capstone at the top of the building, it started as the Croatian club originally in Windsor. And then it's been a number of things, I believe, over the years. And for the last 30 or so years, it's been the Maltese club downstairs, and they are our landlords.
And then I think Korda has been in this space for, I want to say 2010, maybe 2008. We've been here for quite a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know you guys put on a ton of really good productions. Just from what we were talking about today, I had no idea. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Evil Dead. And if you're looking on Spotify or YouTube, you can see the backdrop here. And this is for the upcoming production of The Trench that's coming in June of 2024 here. Mm-hmm. And you're also going to be rehearsing for Three Musketeers, so it's just nonstop.
And Frankenstein, after the Three Musketeers.
When's the Three Musketeers playing?
That opens in September.
Okay, and then Frankenstein would be probably around the
October,
Halloween.
Close to the end of October, yes.
Are you guys doing Rocky Horror again, or?
Not this year,
No.
although we've had many people say we should do it more often.
Yes, requests for annual performance of Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Now, I know I was looking online, and right now you guys are doing the application process for next year's plays.
That's right.
How do you guys decide, like, what is the process?
Wrestling. We have a wrestling match. The board members all throw it. Yeah.
And whoever wins gets it.
No, honestly, this year we did things a little differently. We did a public announcement of, we were looking for proposals from directors. And a big part of that was that we would like to increase our scope. Like, we want not always the same people putting the shows together. We want to see new blood. We want to see people, we want to see minorities. We want to see, less represented communities and stuff on our stage, coming forward with their own creative ideas. So we went with a public request for proposals for people to come forward and say, hey, I'd love to do this on your stage. And now, as a board, we'll be having a meeting probably early next month.
Yeah, sometime in June.
To basically go through all these proposals and then come up with what we think is the best fit for our style and what we want to put forward for audiences here.
Something that we've always tried to do is, we always try to do a Canadian show. Mm-hmm. We try to do a show that's written by a woman. We try to do a classical every year, whether it's Shakespeare or a Greek, one of the old Greek plays, tragedies or comedies. And then we do a kids show every December. We do a panto. So those are the 4 shows we always try to cover. with the season that we pick. And then there's usually 1 to 3 just kind of extra shows that we throw on. But next month we'll be looking at the proposals and seeing what fits with the shows we've already selected and what works well and complements the rest of the season.
How many people that fit in here at the Korda that you can sell tickets for?
Currently, we max out with using this stage at about 100 people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. And now, I know you said the second stage is where the seats are being held right now. Do you use that stage that often?
We've used it before. We haven't used it since, I think, Best Man.
Yeah, that would have been the last one.
So that would have been April of last year was
Okay.
the last time we used that stage for our performance of the Best Man. This year we're trying to keep everything on one stage so that we don't have to change all the lights, all the sounds, all the tech. It's just easier to try to keep it on one stage for a longer period of time than trying to flip back and forth between shows.
And then I know people can also rent this out as well, because my friend Jill from Mom Said Duck just had her Mother's Night out and her poetry reading.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We like being accessible to the public, not just for our own uses and the shows we want to put on, but we like it to be a creative space that anyone can access. We don't charge a lot of money for rentals, but we have people do things like Jill's poetry reading, which was a lot of fun, great success. We've got film crew coming in here. A student film is going to be filming here for one evening coming up.
We've done comedy shows.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. I mean, if people need a stage, as long as we don't have anything going on, we have a stage.
Yeah, well, you guys do improv too, right?
Very badly. Not good improv. But no, we have done improv shows here before, and we have an improv group that's been working here weekly trying to build up their skill set. And starting in June, we have another group coming in here to work with us and do some improv shows, and that's going to be a lot of fun because they're really talented people and really funny people, and it brings new faces in the door too, which is something we always like to see.
Yeah. Do you guys do improv?
Mark does.
You don't?
I don't. Not my cup of tea.
Come on.
We'll get him in there.
I do improv when it's not being performed in front of people. That's when I do improv.
I'm funny when nobody else is around, and as soon as people are around, forget it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and some of the people we've had here that I've learned from have been really, really great, and I'm not particularly good compared to them, but it's still a lot of fun. If you're with the right people that know what they're doing, they can cover for you when you make a mistake.
I love a good improv.
Yeah.
Is that going to be, you said, in June this year?
Yes, I think we have 5 shows scheduled starting in June for the rest of this year. So
Nice.
yeah, so that will definitely be on our Facebook page and all that kind of stuff.
And the website as well.
And the website.
Yeah. I like your website. It gives all the information, which...
We got to give a special shout out to Christopher Lawrence Menard.
100%.
He is the caretaker
Yeah.
of that website, and he built it from scratch, and he maintains it. And
He was also a founding member of Korda.
yeah, Christopher's been around for a long time here at Korda, and he puts a lot of emphasis and hard work on making sure that the website's up to date with the current show. If there's auditions, events coming up, our contact information, all that kind of stuff.
He does a fabulous job. And I mean, you guys do too. Actually, everybody does, because it's all volunteer work, because you're not for profit, which is amazing that you guys have been able to do this for so long.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's something I had a conversation about this with my wife the other day. The number of people that have cycled through here, and they're here for a few shows, maybe 2-3 years, and maybe they're coming out of school and they're moving on to other things, and they contribute so much and then move forward and go on to other things in life. But it's just such a wide variety of people and incredible personalities you get to work with, just people who love doing it.
But also as well, we try to make this a very inclusive space, a space where you can grow, you can learn, you can experience new things, try new things with all of the shows we put on. And we've had several people, so we call it graduate, from Korda to go work at the Stratford Festival.
Wow.
Noah Beamer is an
Yep.
actor up there right now. Matt Burgess is a journeyman in the prop department. He's on his 3rd year at Stratford.
Yep.
We've had a number of people come from small beginnings here at Korda to go on and do a number of things. Ellie Moon in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Katie Kerr's been in a few shows here, and then she's gone on to be very successful as well. So we like to think of Korda as a nice jumping off point.
Well, it's perfect. You get out of school and then you come here, but you're not just, say, an actor. You have a lot of hats when you come to work work here in the productions.
Yeah, and I mean, we do a lot of work. Tracy Ayton, our founder, she's fantastic with the kids, and like we do a lot of kids' summer programs here, and they have the opportunity to learn whatever they want to learn. You know, if they want to get involved with tech, they can get involved with tech. If they want to learn how to paint a set or build a set, they can learn that. If they want to learn how to act or sing, dance, whatever you want, then that's something that...
Now, that's a summer program?
Yes.
Now, what's the age group for that?
I don't think we have it worked out yet for this year. And in the past, it's been, what, from 9 to end of high school?
I think it's 7 to 12 and then 13 to 18
Yeah, okay.
is usually the age. You know, when the kids come in, they learn all about a show. How to start the process, blocking a show, designing a set, building a set, building props, working with props, how things work backstage during a show, how to, costuming. But we also do that with the full shows, not just a summer program. It's not, you get cast as a part in a show and you're just an actor. It's very much a group effort to build the show from the bottom up with the set, with costumes, with props, with makeup, with singing, with dancing, and everything else. It's very much, we try to lean on the strengths of everybody else. Georgie is helping out with the trench makeup because she's very strong in that area of theater.
Yeah, and like even Drowsy Chaperone, which we just finished recently, the amount of actors that showed up to paint, do little touches here and there. Our lead actress was painting set to the moment before we did our first dress rehearsal, It's a wonderful place to contribute, and people really feel comfortable enough to contribute however they want to and however they can. They're just engaged.
Well, yeah, they can stretch their wings a little bit, as to say, and then figure out that maybe, okay, I want to be an actress, but then they get behind the scenes and it's like, oh, well, maybe I like set design a little bit more, or I can do makeup, and it really widens their horizon and helps, because it's a hard job to get into. So
Yeah, and I mean, we have student-age people that have worked a ton with like lighting and sound and stuff in this theater, and are going on to do that as a career, like going to school for that after they leave here, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because it's perfect, because University of Windsor and even St. Clair College, they have really good media design, acting, drama programs, and then come here and get stuff under your belt and figure yourself out too before you go on.
Yeah, and it's nice too that we have a very good relationship with Walkerville. So a lot of the students from there come
I forgot
here.
about Walkerville, yeah.
Yeah, we actually have a partnership where Korda and Walkerville are working together to produce a show this year. Well, I can't remember the show though.
Forbidden Planet?
No, that's next year.
Oh, that's next year. So.
Yeah, we're working together to do a show this year at Walkerville that opens just before Trench does.
Okay.
And then next year we're working on Jeff Marentate, who's another board member here. He's a retired teacher. He was head of the WCCA department over at Walkerville for a number of years, is working with Walkerville now and doing Return to the Forbidden Planet next year, which is being designed by David Court and being built by Matt Burgess up in Stratford.
My goodness.
And all that's going to be done at the Walkerville Theater, the Walkerville School Auditorium Theater next year.
Now, how many board members are there? You've mentioned a few of them.
7 or 8?
I think it's 7 or 8. Yeah.
7 or 8? Something like that, yeah.
Takes a village.
Yep.
It really does. And I mean, we all contribute in different ways. We've got people that specialize in doing social media and marketing. We've got people that specialize in doing tech. Like that's one of the things I love is getting involved with building and doing the tech and being on stage occasionally. And Joey's our treasurer, and
I'm the fun police.
yeah,
Let's be honest. I'm the fun police. Mark wants to buy all of these new techie things, and I have to say, no, Mark.
100%.
You cannot buy the new techie things.
No. We have to reuse material.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You're not getting the techie stuff.
Honestly, if you ever want to set an example of what true recycling looks like,
Yeah.
come to a community theater.
It's true.
Because the show we just finished, I was reusing set pieces from a show we did 8 years ago, cutting it up and rebuilding it into something new.
Well, and that's the beauty of a community theater and a not-for-profit is there's no money involved per se other than the tickets that will be able to keep this going. But people are here because they really love what they do. This is a passion project on top of their regular day jobs.
Yep.
It's true. And I mean, don't get us wrong, we certainly do pay our professionals. There are, like, we pay what we can for, whoever's working tech and all that kind of stuff. If we have music director, a choreographer, we have like musicians, we definitely always pay.
Yeah.
Because that's part of our budget. If a show does well enough, we try to do honorariums for cast too, as well, because that's
nice.
really what it comes down to. Is we are a not-for-profit. We are the
Yeah.
purest example of. We are here to do something we love and to help other people do things that they love.
And to me, that's better.
Yeah, it really is. Like you alluded to, we have day jobs.
Yeah.
We pay the bills with our day jobs, and we come here
To have fun.
and do something we love.
Now, what is Korda Combos? I happened to find that, and I don't even remember if it was on your Instagram or your website. No.
We haven't done one for a while, but it was our version of a TED Talk.
TED Talk, yeah. So we had, I think we had 3, because we had Nat Friesen, Angelo, and Dave Cormier.
Yeah.
And they all have their own specialties. And they came in and they did a brief 45-minute, hour-long talk about their specialties and how that sort of relates to life, theater in general, and just anything like that. Yeah, we haven't done one since last year.
Yeah. I mean, they're always very topical discussions. Dave did a discussion on AI in education. Nat did
Genetics.
Gender fluidity and genetics and all that kind of stuff. Angelo, I didn't see Angelo's. I don't remember what his was about.
I didn't get a chance to see it either.
But yeah, no, it's something we wanted to do something a little different to, use the space and bring people in and just, yeah.
Why not? And give it a little understanding what goes into it and all the different thought processes.
Yeah, and I mean, this was it was the brainchild of Kim Babb, one of our board members.
Yeah.
What's that?
We're going to start having to list them all off eventually.
Yes, so that nobody feels offended or left out. No, it was just we're always thinking of new ways, new things we can do to use the space. Because quite frankly, if we're not using the space, we're losing money.
Yeah.
And not in a profit kind of way, but we need to pay to keep the place open. But not only that, it was just something interesting and something new that Kim just thought would be a good idea. And it really was quite successful. We had some good response from it. And we're always looking for new stuff like that.
Do you guys rent this out to just anybody? Like, can photographers use it as sets, backdrops?
Absolutely. I mean, we've filmed movie scenes here. As I mentioned, what are some of the other stuff we've rented for?
Well, Gemma, one of the board members.
Also a filmmaker. She
did a documentary called Being Taylor, which follows a local stand-up comedian and sort of her journey to discover herself as well as her comedy, which culminated in a comedy night here that was filmed, and that was all turned into a documentary for CBC. But we've had music videos recorded in here. We've had
the Bishop Boys.
Yeah, we've had short films recorded. It really all depends on what the people want. If it's close to a show, there's going to be a set.
Yeah.
So if they can work around the set, we have no problem renting to them. If there's nothing going on and they need a blank stage, well, we have a blank black box stage.
Now, like I said, I just heard about you guys in the last probably few months, but I noticed there's a rise in the Windsor-Essex County area of people being interested in seeing plays, whether it's here or the Capitol, or there's another theater around here. People just seem to be more interested in it. Are you guys finding it, or is it just me noticing it?
I don't think it's people are more interested. I think it's just becoming a little bit more mainstream here in town. Windsor, I mean, Korda celebrated its 20th anniversary last year. We've been around for this is our 21st season.
Yeah.
But there's been loads of community theaters here in town, whether it's Korda, Cardinal Music Productions, ACT, Windsorite,
Shadowbox,
Post Productions. There's always been community theater happening.
Yeah.
It's just now, I think people are starting to look for something new and interesting to do, and they've sort of rediscovered the stage.
Well, now that we don't really have movies.
We only have one movie theater in town.
And
So
people...
It's one of the things that struck me when I first started being involved with the theater in Kingsville is what a wealth of talent we have in the area.
We do.
Windsor, it's, you know, we have a bit of a reputation for being a lunch bucket town where, you know, we're an automotive town and we just, you know, we like our cars and we don't do much else other than, you know, we go to movies, there's not much to do. But really, you look around and all those groups that Joey mentioned there, like, they're always doing fantastic work. And there's barely a weekend goes by in the summer or actually throughout the year where you can't find something on a stage somewhere that's interesting and innovative. And
it's very true. Like, throughout the year, you're hard pressed to find a weekend where there's not some sort of theater going on somewhere in town. I mean, just this year we have 6 shows, and all 6 shows run for 3 weekends. So there's 18 weekends of the year. Windsorite does 2 weekends. I don't even know how many shows Post Productions is doing or Cardinal. You're more likely to find a weekend with a show happening than not.
Even the Capitol Theatre, they just housed a children's production of Disney's Newsies. But I went to see it during the day. It was almost like a dress rehearsal before it was opening. And what struck me was it was all high school students, but a lot of high schools came in to watch it. That's who they were performing for. And they loved it. They were right into it. And it was really fascinating to see young kids being excited about the theater.
well, yeah, and I mean, that was Arts Collective Theatre.
Yeah.
Did that. And even today, Riverfront has Madagascar opening at the Capitol, I believe. Madagascar Junior. And that's part of it is the people that sit on our board, some of them have come from, were those kids that came from, you know, 9, 10-year-olds that were, you know, grew up in this building and have gone on to do, you know, to be a drama teacher, to be a filmmaker, to do careers in the arts, because there's so much of it, and there's such an enthusiasm for it. And I think it's part of our mission, really, indirectly, is to let the rest of Windsor know that, hey, this exists. When you see people saying there's nothing to do in Windsor, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. There's so much to do in Windsor.
And it's incredible, too. You know, I've introduced many people to theater for the first time. They've come to see a show and they've went, this is so much better than seeing a movie. And it's cheaper. A ticket to one of our shows is $25.
Yeah.
But you're seeing a live performance in front of you that's an entire night of entertainment. And if you want popcorn, you can go buy popcorn for $3. Like,
Joey loves his popcorn.
I do love my popcorn. For under $30, you get to see a show, get some popcorn, and you get a pop or a water.
Yeah, and have a great night.
And have a wonderful evening.
You nailed it on the head. We are known as a lunchbox town. And maybe we are a lunchbox town, but we are figuring out ways to release that energy that we have and to find our creativity again. And to laugh, smile.
It's just that's not all we are.
No.
We are far more than that.
No, we are, and we're very creative. And, you know, we do what we got to do to get through the day, but then after, we have a lot of creative people, whether it's in the theater or in the film or even just arts and crafts or production, like
100%. And I mean, I come from an engineering career, and I've done a lot of work at various plants around Windsor. And I would walk through Ford Essex Engine and go to a meeting there and see in somebody's booth a poster for a local show. Because it's like I said, it's more than, we're not just the factories. Factories are a huge part of who we are, but we are a creative community too, and it's huge, and it's not
growing.
Yeah, and more people like yourself are coming to learn that, and the people like that came for Mom Said Ducks event the other night, which was very funny. I had so many people come up to me and said, "How come I didn't know about this place?" Right?
Well, and it's a comfortable, homey feel. Like these chairs are from the audience, and it's just warm and comfortable, and it's not stark and cold and very formal. Like you can come here and really enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Sometimes too much. I get in trouble because I spend too much time here.
I would. I love this place. It feels like home when you walk in here.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm here 5 days a week rehearsing for Trench and for Three Musketeers. So my partner's like, so I'm never gonna see you until June? Okay,
Yeah.
great. So
They get a little vacation.
It's really easy to jump into shows.
Yeah.
I want to do this show. I want to do this show.
Overindulge.
And overindulge, but it's because it's just like you said. It's warm. It's welcoming. We're here to have fun. We're here to put on the best shows that we can, but we're also here to build a community to support the artists, and whether that's acting, singing, dancing, painting, designing, lights. There's so much art that goes into a show that a lot of people don't realize. They think about theater and they go, oh, well, actors. And it's like, right, but what about backstage? What about all the costumes? What about the makeup? All of that. And we try to grow that here, to support and to encourage and to really give everybody that comes in here a solid foundation and that confidence to pursue that, whether it's just as a hobby or professionally.
Now, you said you're going to be involved in Trench and Three Musketeers. What are your roles in that one? Those ones.
I am acting in the Trench.
Okay.
I'm one of the chorus members. For Three Musketeers, I am the director and the producer.
You really have your hat in everything.
And he just finished up as the producer of Drowsy Chaperone, and yeah.
And what about you? Are you involved in any of these ones?
So not the Trench so much. I will help out. I will definitely be building set for Three Musketeers and Frankenstein, and I'm lucky enough to be cast in Frankenstein too. So I'll have my hands full. I'll be busy.
What are you going to be in
I'm
Frankenstein?
Captain Walton in Frankenstein.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in Frankenstein too?
No. I have been voluntold to take a break after Three Musketeers. My partner and I, we just bought a house and we just got engaged. So we're going to take that time after Three Musketeers to settle in and plan stuff, because I don't do enough planning.
Well, you're busy.
Yeah.
You know, day job, this job, at home, and
Yep.
I say kudos to you guys. I don't know where you get the energy for it, but
Oh, there's no energy.
that's why we got comfy chairs for napping in.
Yeah. That's what the couches are for. Take a power nap when you're in the middle of painting a set.
You wouldn't believe how many times I've seen actors and members of this theater taking a nap on those couches.
Hey, those
Honestly.
are comfortable couches. I would too.
And like I said, people work a full-time job, and you come here, especially right before a show when you're there every night. People come here and they like, I'm going to take a nap for 20 minutes before the cast gets here. And
Why not? Now, if people want to get involved in this, in KordaZone, how
on
can
in.
they do it? How can they get in touch with you guys?
honestly, the best way is probably through our Facebook presence. We have Korda Artistic Productions Facebook group, and we also have a KordaZone Theatre group. And our website always has information about new stuff. We're always interested in having people volunteer. They reach out. They can send us an email at KordaZone@gmail. Is it KordaZone? Or?
KordaZone@gmail.com.
Okay.
But also, too, if you're looking to get involved in a particular show, we post our audition processes on our website, on Facebook, and even if you're not cast in the show, we still need help backstage, working front of house, set build, set paint, makeup, tech. Like you said earlier, it takes a village.
Yep.
It's definitely
Takes more than a village.
yeah, it takes a small town.
Yes.
But definitely follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
We have an Instagram page as well where we try to put as many of our announcements as possible out there. Check out our website as it's updated very often with auditions, with upcoming events, upcoming shows, all our contact information, our emails on there, our phone numbers on there. We're always looking for new talent, new people, just anybody interested in anything, any particular part of theater.
If you can hold a tool in your hand,
And then you're hired.
yeah,
A tool, a paintbrush.
that's something
Yeah.
Yeah.
give us a shout.
And if not, come and see the shows. And
100%.
you can find it out the info there.
That's why we do it. Like we want to entertain people, right? Obviously, we would like to see every one of these seats filled for every one of our shows. It's not always the case. Sometimes it's difficult, but that is our goal. We want to entertain people.
Well, I definitely want to come and see the Trench. I just did the one podcast with Georgie and
Jeremy. Yeah.
Jeremy, the director, and it sounds like a really interesting production.
It's a very interesting show. It's definitely not a show I've ever done from an actor or a director standpoint. Jeremy's vision is incredible, and the way we've gone about the rehearsal process and the images that Jeremy built with Nicole, who's the set designer, and then with the rest of the cast, what we're doing and the imagery we're bringing forth and the story that we're telling is just absolutely incredible. And I'm very excited for people to see that show.
Yeah, because it is a miner that is stuck.
It's based off of a poem from World War I about a miner who gets trapped underneath the trenches of World War I.
Speaking as an outsider, I happened to sit in on maybe 25 minutes of the rehearsal downstairs, not with no set or anything, and just watching the movements and listening to the dialogue and seeing the performances and realizing that this show is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah, because it's basically one man being stuck, but the chorus are extensions of him.
Correct.
Which is
We
sounds
operate
really good.
as not only extensions of Bert, the miner that's been trapped, but we also operate as the trench itself. We are the set. We're the props. We're the creatures and the people that Bert encounters on his journey to try to escape this collapsed trench. Because it starts off very sort of footed in the real world, but it does take I don't want to say fantastical turn, but it definitely turns into something that is not of the ordinary as he makes his journey through the trench and through not just the trench, but through his own life as he tries to escape.
I can't wait to see the show because that's really going to show creative abilities as actors and actresses to bring that across to everybody.
And I think that's something that we alluded to earlier is we do a wide variety of shows. Like we try to do, we do the classics, we do the musicals, we do the straight plays, and we do the lesser known stuff like The Trench. And we hope that, the bigger shows build the audience and bring in the revenue to allow us to do some of the stuff that is lesser known, but much more, maybe not much more, but definitely more on the creative side, allow you to a little more creative license with how you do a show. And as you can see from looking around, this is going to be a very, very interesting presentation.
And it's the first time it's being performed in Canada.
Yes, I'm really, really excited because it allows your imagination as viewer watching it to just imagine everything because you can't make a trench on stage. So you kind of have to.
We told Jeremy that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No dirt.
No dirt.
No dirt.
No dirt.
Well, Mark, Joey, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to tell us a little bit more about this theater and everything that you guys have put into it. And I really, really hope that Windsor sees this and gets behind you guys and helps out and comes to see the shows.
Well, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you so
the
much.
opportunity.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank
We
you.
love to talk about our theater, that's for sure.
Yeah, we do.
I'm starting to really love this theater, and I'm definitely going to be coming back.
Well, we need to get you on the stage then.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. This is it. I've been on twice, and my acting abilities are zero. So anyway, my name is Tracy Martins, and I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of YQG and Bloom here at the KordaZone Theatre. You all have a wonderful day.